is officially summer shredding season, okay? Guys, I need to be shredded, and I still am lean. However, I really enjoy just being super shredded, and I know that that is not sustainable year-round, and that is why I did not sustain it year-round. Like here, it's already 80 and sunny and everything, so I was at the pool today, and like I put on my swimsuit, and I was looking in the mirror, I was flexing and everything, and I was like, dang, like the muscles are popping, but like I have put on some weight, like genuinely, and it's not necessarily that it's bad. Like I still, you know, am appreciative of my body. Like it's literally only 3 months long, not even, of time that you are like getting to walk around in bikinis and everything all the time, and like little skimpy outfits, and like I don't want to ever have to stress like, oh, like I'm bloated. So we are kicking into gear, and there's honestly, it's not a drastic thing that I am going to show you guys that I'm going to be like making changes for. This isn't like 75-day hard, impossible bodybuilder bikini prep type stuff, you know? It's gonna be just like little tweaks that actually just make a huge difference, that honestly people just underestimate, and they're the things that work best for my body and what get my body the leanest. So we have a game plan going, and we're gonna stick to it. So the first thing that we do is we are going to write out our plan of action, because no goal is going to be achieved unless you plan it out. Let me give you 2 examples. First goal is I want to lose 10 pounds. Another example is I want to be weightlifting 5 times per week for the next 3 months. The first goal where you're saying I just want to lose 10 pounds, not good, because it's so outcome based and you're not focusing on the steps to get there. So after taking some time to plan out our summer shredding strategy, I have narrowed it down to 8 tweaks that we are going to go over in this video, and that can also help you lean out for the summer and just start seeing your definition a little bit more. First up, number 1 is to focus on my protein intake. Now, I have tracked macros for 8 years now, okay? So when I tell you that I have a very in-depth understanding of what foods are made out of, I do. That is why I also have spent so many years being a nutrition coach and also teaching other people what foods are made out of, how to track their macros, what they need to be eating. I don't need to track anymore because I already know how to tweak my daily intake without tracking. But a good rule of thumb is to aim for a little bit above 1 pound of protein per your body weight. I personally have found my sweet spot at right around 140 grams of protein, or 130, just around there. I'm right around 118, 120 pounds. And yeah, so I aim for my protein to be just above that. Number 2 is that I add cardio. More specifically, I'm adding 45 minutes of the Stairmaster on my rest days, which I have 2 rest days each week. And then I also am going to be adding either a 15-minute walk or Stairmaster after 2 lifts during the week. In total, doing 4 days of intentional cardio. Number 3 is that I'm going to start a new workout program, because one thing is that I've just been slacking on my workouts really, and just kind of doing my own thing. You know, I follow the workouts that I have programmed on my app, which is also in the description box below, but I am going to just make and design a program specifically for the summer shredding, and I'm going to stick to it. It always increases my motivation when I have something that I have to be following. It increases my intensity, it sets a goal for me. It's just the best way to get from point A to point B. So the program that I am going to be designing for myself, I am going to be putting up on my website as well this month, so that will be in that description box below. Go check it out and do the same exact workouts with me. Moving into number 4 is focusing on intensity. This is going to make such a difference, and you're not even going to realize it. You have to be the one to push yourself. A lot of times we'll go into the gym and we'll just kind of go through the motions. A big helpful tip, you know, is to follow that new program and focus on progressive overload and moving up in weights each week. So that is why following a program is super helpful. However, you need to be making sure that you are pushing yourself to the max. Because then you don't have to restrict calories as much, you don't have to add as much cardio, because you are making sure that you are giving your body and your muscles the stimulus that it needs. So there's two ways I really focus on increasing my intensity. Number one is that I am going to make sure that I am keeping my rest times shorter. And number two is that I am going to make sure that I'm going to failure or very close to it on most sets, especially the last set of each exercise. Number 5, I will be drinking 1 gallon of water per day at least. I usually never have a problem with drinking water, but yeah, honestly, this past month I was so stressed that I was probably drinking more coffee than I was water. So water, super important, super important. A lot of people think you drink more water, you're gonna retain more water, or you take creatine, you're gonna retain more water. False for both of them. Water is going to help flush you out, help keep you fuller for longer, help your digestion. Creatine just helps your muscles look fuller, but if you are low in body fat overall, then you won't look fluffy per se. Number 6, I am going to be limiting my caffeine on rest days. So I really want to make sure that my caffeine intake is surrounding my workouts, because that is going to be that little extra edge that I need in the gym. So when I have rest days, I want to really focus on laying off of the caffeine as much as I can, just so that on the days I do take caffeine before a lift, then it works extra well and I can push myself extra hard. 7 is to shorten my eating window. Now, I don't practice intermittent fasting. I've done it before, and a lot of my clients have asked me, you know, if it's necessary, and I don't believe it's necessary. However, for my body in particular, I do notice a big difference when I try to prolong my eating in the morning. I'm not snacking so much throughout the day, because I will, if I start snacking, like, I won't stop. So being able to kind of push that first meal back a little bit and then have a nice substantial breakfast really helps me just feel full, energized, and I really like the way that just affects my body and my performance in the gym. And the last one, number 8, is that I am going to be adding in outdoor walks. Taking walks outside not only boosts my energy, it burns more calories because I'm moving more, but it also helps my mind a lot, which I find is very key when you are challenging yourself in any sort of aspect of your life, to make sure that you are finding those moments throughout the day that, you know, refresh your mind, fill your soul, make you happy, and make you enjoy the journey. So walking outside is a big one, especially in the summer while it's nice out. Go soak up the sun. There was actually a study that I read that said that people that walk outside actually ended up burning more calories than the people that walked indoor on treadmills. But I don't know what it was, it just kept their heart rate up higher, or if it was just because they were enjoying the walk more. It definitely does decrease cortisol levels, which that's your stress hormone, so that can be very helpful in fat loss phases as well. So whatever it is, I don't know, but I'm gonna keep walking outside because I also just love it so much. So those are gonna be the 8 things that I'm implementing to get absolutely shredded for the summer. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my body now, only 2 weeks after implementing all these little baby tweaks. As you can see, it does not have to be all or nothing when you are trying to just lean out or get a little bit extra fit for the summer. I almost forgot this, but I also add in core exercises now. Add in a little core circuit from 2 to 3 times per week. No more than that, but I just make sure that I add that in either on rest days or after a lift. Make sure you do click the link in the description box below to get onto my workout programs and my nutrition mentorship program. I love you all so much. Make sure you're subscribed and I will see you in the next one.